Shalom to the elect of Israel. We got to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akwa for listening and learning. I'm Isaiah, coming into another lesson, truth, facts, and edification. Now I'm watching the elder Malcolm from the GMS Chicago camp, and he was doing a lesson on this video. It's called Lynching and Race Riots After World War I. I'm going to show you how wicked these devils is, and I'm going to get some precepts on it.
In May of 1918, there was a series of lynchings in Georgia. They came to the house of Hayes and Mary Turner and took Hayes Turner because they thought that he was involved in a conspiracy to kill a white plantation owner. They took him off and lynched him. His wife was 9 months pregnant.
And Mary Turner said that if she ever found out who committed these crimes against her husband, she was going to swear out a warrant and have them arrested. The mob went insane at the impudence of an African-American woman daring to challenge them. And they pulled her out of her home and dragged her to a river, strung her up, tortured her, lit her on fire, and she still wasn't dead yet. So a mob member came and cut open her womb, and the baby spilled out. And the baby was alive. And they stomped the baby. And then left Mary Turner and her child to die.
In the land of Jim Crow laws and customs, Mary Turner had done the unthinkable, and to the white supremacists, the intolerable. She had threatened to fight back. The World War had created a new impetus and a new competence, and those writer Alan Locke called the New Negro. Thousands of blacks had migrated north to help build the instruments of war, and thousands of blacks had gone to Europe to fight in it. By the war's end, some 200,000 African Americans would serve their country in Europe in a segregated army. One all-black regiment, the 369th, would fight side by side with French soldiers as equals. In the end, the 369th spent more time fighting on the front lines than any other American unit. The men of the 369th earned an unprecedented number of French military honors, 171, Croix de Guerre, France's highest military medal. African American soldiers hoped that their patriotic service would earn them recognition, acceptance, and equality in American society upon their return.
Now you see how Esau hung the man and his wife and stomped the baby and cut the woman open. And when her baby fell on the ground, man, they stomped the baby, man. Okay? Then you got Jake fighting the war for Esau. And they're going to show you right after the war, man, they didn't get no justice, man. They were still considered as niggas, man. Okay? Now, when you watch the movie Boys in the Hood, even Lawrence Fishburne say, a black man have no place in the army, man. Okay? Hey, that's why Muhammad Ali told him straight up, he's not going to fight in the war, man. He said them I think it was the Vietnamese, them Chanks. He said them Chanks ain't had nothing to do with him, man. He wasn't going to fight in the war. That's why he was locked up, because he didn't go fight in the war, man. Cause he said the war had nothing to do with him, man. Okay? And you still got Jake today, man. Love to go fight in one of these branches of the military. Whether it's the Army, Marines, Navy, or Air Force, man. Jake loved fighting for Esau Edom, man, the so-called white man. And we have no place in their war positions, man. Okay? We have no business fighting with these demons, man.
African-American veterans returning to their towns south of the Mason-Dixon line found themselves set upon, spat upon, and indeed brutally accosted.
I saw the black soldier fighting for democracy to make the world free. And these people came back expecting the blessings of liberty and full deserts of freedom, coming back and being denied it.
There was a whole upsurge of reaction that said, if you think anything has changed because of this war, you've got a second and third thought coming.
But the outspoken black leader, W.E.B. Du Bois, is urging the returning veterans
to fight in a new battle. Make way for democracy. We saved it in France, and by the great Jehovah, we will save it in the United States, or know the reasons why. This country of ours, despite all its better souls have done and dreamed, is yet a shameful land. It gloats in lynching, disfranchisement, caste, brutality, and insults. By the gods of heaven, we are cowards and jackasses if we do not now marshal every ounce of our brain and brawn to fight a sterner, more unbending battle against the forces of hell in our own land.
Talking about them Edomites, man.
We return from fighting. We return fighting. W.E.B. Du Bois.
You see that, man? This is Romans chapter 8, verse 36. As it is written, for thy sake, meaning for the Most High Yahweh, we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. And that's what's going on here, man. Okay?
On Sunday, July 27th, 1919, Eugene Williams, a 16-year-old black youth, crossed the invisible color line on a Chicago lakefront beach. Trying to swim away from attacking whites, he drowned, igniting racial fires.
Roving bands of whites beat and killed unsuspecting blacks. Blacks fought back. At the riot's end, 15 whites and 23 blacks were dead.
Jim Crow, said the Chicago Tribune, had come north. The Chicago riot had become part of the racial frenzy. Racial clashes, massacres, even lynchings in Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Arkansas. One organization stood firmly against this onslaught of evil, the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the foremost interracial civil rights organization in America. One man was becoming the unlikely hero of the NAACP's battle against racial terrorism. 27-year-old Walter White became the chief investigator of lynchings and massacres.
Man, it still ain't nothing get done, man, with the NAACP, man. Okay? Ain't nothing get done with that, man. This is Psalms chapter 50 in verse 20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, to my Esau against Jacob. Thy slanderest thy own mother's son. Okay? This is what he been doing, man, for that perpetual hatred. And I'm going to read this and jump back to Psalm. This is Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 4. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh shall power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, these Edomites. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Okay? So, according to Esau, because he was able to do what he will with us, man, they said our own shepherds pity us not. Okay, starting with Yahweh and Yahushua, then you got these pastors, okay, who's supposed to be these leaders, man. Wasn't no pity for Jake, man. Okay, during the time of lynchings, slavery, getting chopped down in the streets by these Edomites, man. And they still doing it today, okay? Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and the own shepherd pity them not. So they say, blessed be the Lord, because we are rich, because what was the main stock market? Selling Negroes, man. Okay? Selling so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, on auction blocks, man. That was the beginning of the Wall Street stock market, man. Selling Jakes. So this Psalm 50 and 21, these things have I done, and I kept silent. This is what the Lord is saying. These things have y'all done to my people, but I kept silent. Though thou thought, he said, though thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. So the Edomites thought the Lord was with them because he wasn't returning the recompense back on them. No, the Lord long suffering, man. Okay, He's slow to anger. Long suffering means patience, man. Okay, He deal with patience. So that's why it say the day of His vengeance burneth in His heart, man. He ready to come back and slay you devils, man. So verse 21 said, these things have thou done, and I kept silent, and thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one of thyself. But I will reprove thee soon, real soon, and it's happening now with the opioid crisis, the suicide rate, the ODing rate, and they are dying faster than they can have children. And set them in order before thy eyes. The Lord said He will set His elect men in order before thy eyes. And that's what you see out here on the street corner pushing this truth out, week in and week out. So He will reprove you, man. This is Isaiah chapter 42 and 22, and it reads, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth. For a spoil, and none shall restore. Okay? Amen. So that's why these Edomites got us in prison houses everywhere, man. We are spoiled. Okay? We are killed all the day long, man. We are led as sheep to the slaughter, man. We are all for a prey to these Edomites, man. Okay? We are all for prey, man. This is Lamentation chapter 4 and verse 16. And it reads, the anger of the Lord Yahweh hath divided them. He will no more regard them. They respected not the persons of the priests. They favored not the elder. Okay? They favored not the elder, man. They had no respect to the priest. This is verse 17. As for us, our eyes are yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. And it wasn't none of these wicked demons, Martin Lucifer Queens and Malcolm X's and this other guy, Marcus Garvey. And listen, man, we have watched for a nation that could not save us, man. But do what? The Edomites been killing us, man, because we broke the covenant of the Lord. Read on. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. And our end is coming, man. Okay, the Lord said, rejoice and be glad, O daughter Edom. Our prosecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heavens. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. And that's what's going on now. And it's been going on for the longest of time. And this is verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall be made and shall make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. which is you so-called Negroes and Chinos and Native Americans. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Okay, he will discover our sins, man. He will discover the Edomite sins from everything that they done, man. The Lord is sitting watching, man. That's why he said the day of vengeance burning his heart. So this is Lamentation chapter 5 in verse 5. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. Verse 7. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities, meaning which we come back every third or fourth generation in reincarnation. So we are our forefathers, man. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquity. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doeth deliver us out of their hand. Okay? Now this is verse 12. Princes are hanged up by their hands. The faces of elders were not honored. It say princes are hanged up by their hands. The faces of elders were not honored. So listen, man. The princes are hanged up by their hands. By who hands, man? These Edomite hands, man. Okay? Everybody know that we was hung on the plantation, man. They took the young woman to grind, and the children fell under the wood. Okay? These things have the Edomites done to us, man. Continually, man. Because they had a perpetual hatred, man. Now, when you go to Zechariah 1:15, it reads, And I am very sore displeased with the heathen. They are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. These Edomites, man. Okay? Supposedly when we was let out of slavery during the Emancipation Proclamation, whatever it's called, we was slaughtered, man. Okay, they established their KKKs, and we was slaughtered, man. Okay, all the day long. Sheep led to the slaughter, man. Because of that perpetual hatred, man. This is Amos chapter 1, verse 11. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away thy punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did chap perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Bozrah. They had a perpetual hatred forever, man. This is Ezekiel 35. That's why at this day still we are slaughtered all the day long, man. Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, which is you Edomites, prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time that their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Okay? An end. And so to speak, when this Edomite devil, Abraham Lincoln, supposedly freed the slaves, that was supposed to have been the time of the end, man. But guess what they did? They furthered the affliction, man. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in thy rivers shalt thou fall that art slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolation, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. So, you got your payback coming, man. Okay, the Lord says, since you didn't hate blood, man, blood shall pursue you, man. Now this is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. And it reads, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of power, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go, man. And y'all refused to let Jake go, man. So when this demon, Abraham Lincoln, supposed to free the slaves, man, y'all refused to let us go, and you had the KKK to just slay Jake, man. Okay? Left and right, man. East to west, north to south, man. Hangings was everywhere. Okay? Bodies were laying upon the face of the earth as dung. Bodies were laying on just everywhere like dung on the ground, man. The Lord said that was one of the curses, man. That we was going to be slayed. We was going to be massacred, man. You Edomites gotta pay for this, man. This is Colossians chapter 3, verse 25. And it reads, But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of persons. So ain't no respect for you Edomites, man. And 2/3 of you heathen. And 2/3 of you Jakes who want to be joined to the heathen, man. Okay? I'll tell you in Isaiah 13 and 15, man. Anyone that is joined to the Edomites shall be slayed by the sword, man. Again, Colossians chapter 3, verse 25. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of persons. This is 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, chapter 1, verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that troubled you. Hey, it's a righteous thing with Yahweh Shai to pay you devils back, man. Okay? Again, 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that troubled you, man. And y'all been troubling Jake from one captivity to another, man. Okay? And you're going to have to pay back, man. And I was finna quote it, but I ain't going to finna quote it. I'm finna read it. This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. And it reads, Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap, man. Okay? You're going to reap the same benefits, man. The same, man. You shall be paid back. It tells you in Revelation 18 and 6 that you Edomites shall receive double for what you have done, man. That's when I read to you in Lamentation 4 and 21. It said, Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. The cup also shall pass through unto thee, man. And the Lord said in Revelation 18 and 6 that you're going to have a double portion. Double portion, man. Double. So everything that you put the so-called Negroes, the so-called Spanish, and so-called Native Americans through, you should have a double portion for that, man. Thus saith the Lord, man. This is James chapter 2 and verse 13. Let me get this real quick. James chapter 2 verse 13, and it reads, For he shall have judgment without mercy that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Again, James chapter 2 verse 13, For he shall have judgment without mercy. It's talking about Yahweh Shai, that have showed no mercy. And you Edomites have showed no mercy, man. And mercy rejoices against judgment, man. So guess what? Your payback, man. Okay? That's why it says this in Obadiah, man. This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18. In the house of Jacob shall be fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for stubble. Esau is your biblical father's name, okay? Your forefather, you Edomites, you so-called white people. Your forefather is Esau. And Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them. Who is they that shall kindle in them? The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Okay, it said in the house of Jacob of fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, have spoken it, man. Okay? Hey, because you say, we have been made rich by the Lord, man. And that shown shepherd pity them not. So you think it's a game, man. Okay? That's why the Lord saying now, Psalm 50, that you thought that he was altogether like one of you, man. But guess what? He's a so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah, man, who's coming back to slay you devils, man. Okay? That's why Isaiah 14:21 says this. Isaiah 14:21. And it reads, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So prepare slaughter for your children, because just like we are our forefathers back in the reincarnation, like I read to you in Lamentation, when it say, our father have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquity, the same thing go for you devils, man. Okay? Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, man.